Good evening, everyone. Hello, everyone, wherever you're joining. My name is Tolu Odubanjo, and this is Talk to Tolu Toro. I just want to say thank you to everyone for joining this session this evening. This is the second Marriage in Diaspora uh, series we're going to be doing. I want to say thank you to everyone. Please, just to let you know, this session is going to be recorded, and please, wherever you are, kindly send it to any platform you belong to. Please go and share this link. It's very, very important to share so that we learn and we continue to learn. This is the second time we'll be bringing marriage in the diaspora. We've done parenting in the diaspora. We are bringing a new thing in January by God's grace. And I want to say thank you to everyone. This is going to be last one for the year, but not the last, in Jesus' name. With me tonight, I have a fantastic brother, MOB. I call him MOB.
Uh,
Yes, he's with me, and I'll tell you a little bit about him. But I want you to please go and share, as I've said, share and please go to the chat room. Let's know where you're joining from. Please keep your microphone muted. It's going to be very, very interactive session, and we're going to be rubbing minds as MOB break the table tonight. It's going to bring it home for us as usual. It's going to be talking to us like a brother from his own experience, from because how can I say it now? He teach a lot of people. He's a life coach, and he's going to be, sharing different experience with us tonight. Please go to the chat room. Let's know where you are joining from. My name is Fumi. I'm joining from Canada. My name is Jare. I'm joining from Australia. I'm Dayo from Nigeria. Wherever you're joining from, please go to the chat room and say a big welcome to MOP. But shortly, before I bring him, I'd like to quickly tell you a little bit about him. Mobolaji Oluwafemi Bamidele, that's his name, and we call him MOP. He's an empowering leader, inspiring leader, and professional development coach. With over 28 years of experience in the communication and energy industries, MOB is a tribalism leader known for the commitment of empowering men, fostering leadership growth, and building performance team. MOB is passionate about equipping men to lead with purpose, navigate challenges, and unlock their true potentials. As a certified coach, speaker, and trainer with the prestigious John Maxwell team, MOB brings a wealth of knowledge and practical tools to help men develop professionally and additionally, as a certified marriage mentor through the Institute of Marriage and Family Affairs, Texas, and with over 2 decades of marriage experience, he offers unique insights to help men strengthen their roles and as husband, father, and leaders. MOB has also introduced the transformative concept of mind flossing, which I'm really interested in, a mental decluttering process that helps men overcome limiting beliefs, break free from mental barriers, and step confidentially into their God-given potentials. With a deep understanding of unique challenges men face in today's world, MOB provides practical strategies and inspiring guidance to help them lead impactful lives, build strong families, and become the best version of themselves. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome with me tonight, MOB Mobolaji Oluwafemi Bamidele. Please go to the chat room and say welcome, sir. Thank you very much, everyone, for joining. God bless.
Wow. Thank you so much.
Thank you, MOB. Can you hear me? I'm trying to look for you now. So, did you turn off your camera? Oh, okay.
No, it's up.
Yeah, I found you. Just trying to pin your. So MOB, let's do it this way, sir. As I've said, it's going to be very, very interactive. And
Yeah.
today's topic is marriage in the diaspora too. This is the second one. And please, as I've said, it's not too late for you to go and share. Please share with every platform you belong to, your old school association, your church platform, and all that, so that people can benefit from this. And somebody asked me why in the diaspora. I said, even if you're in Nigeria and you're in diaspora, it doesn't matter.
I was
So
going to, I was,
let's do it this way, sir. Can you please talk to us about marriage in the diaspora briefly? I've got some questions. People are going to be asking questions. If you have any question you want to ask while he's talking, you can use your icon to raise your hand. You can raise your hand. We can unmute you to talk. And if you have experience you want to share, or you want MOB to advise you on maybe a friend is going through something, please feel free. Over to you, sir. MOB, bring it home.
thank you so much, my sister. I mean, it's a great privilege to be on this platform tonight. And I want to celebrate you. Like I said before, every other person join us, I celebrate your consistency. And I pray that God will continue to keep you and yours in the name of Jesus. You know, it's like the question someone asked, why diaspora? I will tell you why. What we talk about will bless everybody, will bless every marriage. Because I'm actually doing 2 giveaways tonight. Yes, I'm planning to do 2 giveaways tonight. It's not just about talk, talk, talk. I will tell you why I'm interested in the diaspora. When I worked, I used to work in the oil industry in Nigeria. And when I opted out of the service to join my family in the United Kingdom, my director called me and look at what she said. She said, MOB, as at this time, I was already married for 19 years. And she said to me, no, 20 years. She said, MOB, don't look at it as if, Shadi has always been your babe, that you've been apart for some time, for like 2 years. Because I was shuttling, I was just doing in and out, come into the United Kingdom, stay for a few weeks, go back home. She said, now that you are going back fully, the trajectory is going to change. It's going to be a different ball game. There are things that you will see as if you are cutting her all over again. There are things that will look as if, Mike. So prepare yourself and prepare and prepare and prepare. In my mind, I was thinking, why is Mrs. Ajayi saying this to me, that I've been going in and out, until I moved in fully. I discovered that a lot of things will eat you. Let me tell you the first thing that eats me when I got to the UK finally. I was prepared that a lot of people told me there'll be culture shock, there will be this, but in my own case, it was not, it was more of status shock. You can imagine, I'll tell you why a lot of men are going through what they are going through. Let's start from that table tonight, Tolu. A lot of men back home, they are the lords of their own empire. And let me give you an instance. In my house, we had our house manager that was coming 3 times in a week. Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays, always at home to make sure things are okay in the house. Then we had a cleaning company that was coming every quarter to clean the house. But when I got in here, I just discovered it was a different ballgame. I had to start doing what I wasn't doing before. I had to help out. At that junction, a lot of men feel, it will always be like it was before. And let me tell you another practical thing that we'll be talking about tonight. A lot of men were the commander-in-chief of their house. Nobody could question their authority. One of my friends, in his own case, the wife got a job before him here. So he had a complex problem. So the situation in the UK or wherever, I'm sorry, I'm saying UK tonight, maybe because I'm here, is revealing men to themselves. A lot of men have insecurity problem, but they never knew they had that complex problem. So by the time you have, some people feel, I won't give her this. If she does not comply, I won't do this. or you see men threatening, I'm going back to Nigeria, I'm doing this. Those are the things I want us to look at tonight. I wrote something in. Let's start this way. I want us to, at this moment, close our eyes. Sorry, before I go on, let me celebrate every member of the MOB tribe. I can see all of them posting messages already. Thank you for joining tonight. I promised them that I will share, I'll be vulnerable with us on this call tonight. That I will share something. I told all of them to come, that there are things I've not told you before in the MOB tribe. You will hear them on this call tonight. So I want you to close our eyes, if you can, and I want you to envision two trees. Trees. The first one was planted as a mature tree to a new soil. I mean, the first one was transplanted as a mature tree to a new soil. And the second tree grew from a seed in that new soil. There are two different things. I want you to picture that in your mind. Like this tree, some of us met and married in our home countries before moving abroad. And while others found love after migration, both trees can thrive. Absolutely. But they face different challenges. Today, we are here to discuss how to help marriages not just survive, but flourish in new soil. And that's what we're talking about tonight. Some people left their home to build a life elsewhere, facing unique pressures of, like, I noticed some of the pressures in my notes. Career establishment in a new country. A lot of people got in here, and the kind of jobs they got they felt was below their standard. And that was affecting their mind. So I want you to put something down in your note before I go too far tonight. That liberation starts from the mind. Liberation starts from the mind. So secondly, they are facing cultural adaptations, loss of traditional support systems, financial pressures of starting all over. You know, a guy was complaining to me that MOB, the first job I got here, my first day on the job, I was crying within myself. Myself. So a lot of people couldn't get over that. Yes, I know some people hit the road running the very first time, but not everybody got it like that. So tonight, whatever we're saying might not appeal to you, but I want us to come into this meeting with the mindset that there's someone somewhere going through what we're talking about tonight. And then I wrote here, work-life balance in a different cultural context, managing expectations from family back home. The common scenarios, both parties migrated together. That's a different challenge. But like MOB's case, the family moved 2 years before me. That's the different challenge altogether. For the people that came together, they had a different challenge. For the people that the husband moved first, or because I had a guy that the husband is not a situation that the wife and the children moved first. The husband moved first, then the wife later joined them. That's a different scenario. Then we have some that met here in diaspora and got married. That's a different challenge altogether. Then different cultural backgrounds but shared immigrant experience. So the reality check. What were the things that the kind of pressure I first of all noticed? Back home in Nigeria, a lot of women were working long hours. I mean, they had their own business running and everything, but here they're coping with working long hours. She got home tired, and in that state, you still want her to perform her womanly duties, cook. I was amazed when I heard some people still say in this present day situation that it has to be a freshly made soup that I have to eat every day in this kind of weather. I said no. So those are some of the realities I want us to be a bit practical tonight. Time poverty. And I'm going to explain that word. I want you to know that word in your dictionary tonight. Time poverty. Additional education and certification requirements. For me to get that job, I know someone that she was doing her own business back home in Nigeria. She came in here. She has to train as a business analyst, the long hours. After working long hours, I come back home again. I have to join this class because I want to get that job. Commuting in new cities is a different ball game entirely. So I'm going to be talking from the perspective of the men tonight. So a lot of men I see a lot of men threatening their wives. I'm going back home. I will go back to Nigeria. I'm doing this. For me, that's not the solution. let's talk about the practical solutions tonight. Because if we're in this game together, one of the first things we established in my own marriage, I'm going to be telling you, using my own as a case study, was the fact that we told ourselves, it's either this thing works or it works. And that is why I could walk away from, I had a very good paying job in Nigeria. I mean, every January, I had my, something that comes back that is, everybody looks up to it. But I had to walk away because of the family vision. And that's why one of the material I'm going to be dropping tonight is, there's this year compass I told one of my team members to get prepared so that we'll send it to all the participants tonight. You use it to plan your family. What is your family vision? Tolu, the first thing that happens to most families, when they come in here, they were in their comfort zone back home. But the moment they got in here, they naturally move from comfort zone to survivor zone. And in that survivor zone, a lot of things happen. A lot of things change. I'm trying to pay bills. We are working to pay bills. We are working to pay bills. We need to, I see a lot of women that if I need to do this, so they don't even have, a lot of things are suffering. The children are not getting the required attention. The husband looks like as if he's not romantic again. The husband feels she's not giving me the due attention again. The question I ask myself is this: if this girl had gone for 8 hours or 9 hours, and I still want her to do what she was doing back home in Nigeria, that means, and the reality, we are not facing reality here. Back home, as MOB, we had a dedicated driver for the children. School runs, house manager, Shade following them once in a while. But here, Mobolaji, Bamidele MOB, I'm the one doing school runs. I ensure that I have to work out of some things to give me that time to be able to do this. There were things I never knew I could do that I started doing here. Why? Because of the family vision. So the first question I want to ask everybody on this call tonight: do you have a family vision? What is the long term? Why did you people come in here? What are the plans you have in place as family to move out of survivor zone back to that place where you have time for yourself? There's a particular devotional and I'm going to tell them to post here tonight, that each time we look at that devotional as a family, it's so amazing. The year, we only have 9 more days in the year. What have you come together as couple to look at the big picture for yourself for the coming year? No matter the pressure, one of the things we told ourselves, no matter the pressure, no matter the number of hours, okay, Shade is not around yet, she'll soon be home, we still squeeze out minimum of 10 minutes every night to talk about our day. We still, each time, I'm so sorry, I have some singles on this call tonight, but don't worry, I'm going to say what I want to say. There are times for us, it's not every time you come together that it must lead to sex. No. There are times we're just talking about our day. We're just saying, oh, Bele, how are you today? How's your day? The things that challenge your day, It shows that there's someone that cares. You are actually, there's a particular video, I wish I'll be able to play that video. I was listening to it earlier in the day. Pastor Paul is on my status. Pastor Paul was talking about how you can encourage one another. And that's what I've been saying here. There are times she comes back, and the only thing I'm just saying is, Bele, how are you? Are you okay? Don't worry, it's just for this season. It's just for this season. And one of the things I want us to look at tonight is what are you doing to support one another's dream? There are men that feels what I'm doing is below me, is beneath me. I was talking to one of my friends in Chicago. He said, MOB, my first day on the job, I was crying. The weather was so bad that I could not even see my tears. As the tears were rolling down, they were drying up immediately. And the thought is to take it out on the wife, take it out on the children. What am I doing to support one another? Those are some of the questions I want to talk about tonight. Let's talk about the financial pressures. A lot of people took loan. They sold practically everything before they left their own country. And we have bills to pay. And we're talking about love here, MOB. You don't understand. The debt in front of us is enormous. But remember, you can only pay those debts if you're alive. You can only pay those debts if things are working well for you. And one of the ways, the Bible says something, sorry, but am I permitted to talk about the Bible tonight? I just want me to go.
Yes, sir. Go ahead, sir.
Yes. The Bible said, can two work together unless they agree? So these are some of the things that I tell myself from time to time. So let's go into my note before I take one or two questions, because the questions will help us to go into the meat of the discussion. I'm just telling you my own story. My own story was the fact that the first thing I told myself is, MOB, everything you are coming back with, that your big title, you have to drop them now. What can I do to support this family? What can I do to bring out the best in her? What can I do to encourage the children? What can I do to let them know that this is why we're doing what we are doing? And those are some of the things I've done as a family. Another thing that causes emotional strain is homesickness. Let me tell you, you can imagine this period in Lagos, for those of us from Nigeria. I mean, you're already feeling the atmosphere. Christmas is around the corner, But I remember my first Christmas in the UK, I almost ran back with God. But guess what happened? One of my friends said to me, MOB, you guys need to prepare. So it was boring. So you are not the only one going through. And that is one fact I want us to establish before we go into practical questions tonight. Most times, the man feels, I've paid too much, I've made too much sacrifice for us to be staying here. The wife is feeling, why are you selfish? Do you think you're the only one going through? Well, let me establish it on this call tonight. You are not the only one going through as a man. The woman is not the only one going through. Even the children have their own going throughs. Do we factor their emotions into the equation here? We yank them away from their support system too. A lot of them are not blending in. They are not getting into the system as fast as we thought. But some children are fitting into the system perfectly. So these are some of the things that I believe the questions tonight will elicit from me as we go on, because these are some of the things that I quickly run through in my notes. Then, creating new definition of work-life balance. How do we balance it? There's something I'll be talking about during the course of this meeting that has really helped my marriage. And that is reassuring my wife from time to time that you are okay. No matter the pressure, we are in this thing together. And one of the things we spoke about was the intentionality of making the marriage work. Despite the fact that they reduce quality time together, the few times that we have together, how are we maximizing it? Someone is saying there are bills to pay. Yes, I know there are bills to pay, but we intentionally, like we did our family planning 2 days ago, and one of the things we put together was the fact that what are the things we do to ensure that we still put the big picture before us every week, every month, every quarter, written down, well spelled out. Which families do we need to, the kind of support system that do we need to make sure we consciously maintain? We highlighted that. What are the plans for the children? We highlighted that. What are the skill gaps? What are the skill gaps that we need to put in place? We highlighted that. Family planning. Don't just go that, one of the things the system we put you into, the system will put you in survival mode. In survival mode, we are just living for another day. You are the one that would tell yourself. Like, there's a book I have here. I was on a call with someone, and the guy asked me, MOB, can you tell me the books you are reading for 2025? There's a particular book I recommended for him. One of the books I'm starting the year with is called Publish Your Purpose by Jen Grace. Publish Your Purpose. A step-by-step guide to write, publish, and grow your big idea. And I said to him that is one of the things you have to do consciously as a family. So I don't know whether let me wait for questions tonight so that
yes, sir.
dive deep into, because it's going to be a bait-off session for me tonight.
The question will help us. We usher us in. Thank you very much, sir, for that brief how would I say? I have a question here that says, as I've said, sir, just bring it home. Just say it as it is so that we can learn. Someone said, how can I tell my wife to please tell her mom to help in the house? Because anytime my own mom is around, this is the husband saying this, anytime my own mom is around, she help with the children and she help in the kitchen before we get back from work. How can I tell my wife to please tell her mom to help in the house?
Wow.
What would you advise that person, sir?
I will tell you, one of the things we do as a family is to have a common vision. And I will use that to answer that question tonight. When we have a clear-cut objective of how things run in the house, that anytime my mom is around, she helps. Tolu, please, this is how it should go. Because it has to be between the couple. It has to be between the two of them. That means there's a thin line, the communication line between them, it's not good enough. It's not good enough. There's a way we can improve this. There are things that, I remember when I first came, she didn't know how to tell me that, MOB, you need to help out with this, you need to help out with that. It was during our planning. One of the things we do, feedbacks. A lot of families don't have that feedback mechanism built into their system. Even we get feedback from the children. There's a particular game we play. I'm going to tell you about the game. We allow the children to stand behind us, and two of us will be seated. And we'll be asking, who is more caring among the two of us? Because we are not seeing them. But later, by the time several times, it's a game. We told the children we're playing a game. But for us, for myself and Shade, it was a feedback mechanism. We intentionally crafted the questions. Who is more caring among the two of us? They will go. They will point to the person. Who are we more comfortable with in the house? They will pick the person. When they are done, we now play the recording back and we tell ourselves, Shade, we need to improve in this area. We need to improve in this area. I tell guys, I always tell my friend, anytime I'm on my calls, I say, if you go and visit someone, not even someone staying in your house now, your mother-in-law, and when you go to visit and you have to stay over in someone's house, please, you need to understand, you need to study the tradition, the culture in that family. They'll tell you, don't bother, don't do this, please bother. Do whatever you need to do to make your stay in that house interesting. So it's easier for the lady to tell the mom, Mommy, this is how things run here. We might need you to help out. So I'm not blaming the guy and I'm not blaming the babe, but it is more on the woman that for peace to reign in this house, we need to come together and make things work. There's this saying that I love so much: teamwork makes the dream work. Several times I'd gone to bed taking cereal, not because I'm not hungry, but because I can't imagine going to the kitchen at that time of the day. So we want to eat out. But once the children are sorted, we are good. And those are some of the things that needs to happen between the two couples we're talking about here. You need to have a discussion with yourself. This is the way it runs. When your mom says that this is the way you run your house, they will align. I'm going to be a bit blunt on this call tonight. At the time, my mom was, we had a waiting period back home in Nigeria. And the first time my mom raised the issue with me, I was the one protecting my wife. And I remember telling her, Mom, you're not God, and I'm not going to entertain this discussion again. So I was the one fighting for her. At the point, they stopped raising the issue with us. So the same way, it is the woman that will make the mom, because it might not be easy for the guy. And if this is something that is rocking the peace in your house, then you need to see peace peace is something that must not be absent in any home, not especially in a country like this. I don't know whether I'm able to answer that question.
You are, sir. I have other questions. You have answered. I wanted to say it depends on. It depends because this question is it's not very clear. If they have said maybe the age of the grandma she's still young and able to do some things in the house. Like for example, before my mom died, she was 85. If my mom comes here and come to stay with me, fine. Being the kind of person she is, she might say, all those, sorry, I'm speaking Yoruba. Let me help you pick the beans. Let me help you do this. All those little things. I will not expect my mom to do jack because of her age. You understand? I will feel it's time for her to, just relax, mommy. Let me make tea for you. Because I've made her food and all that. Knowing my husband, he will pamper my mother more than me too. But it depends on, and sorry, MOB, some grandma that are still able and young and still agile, maybe 65 to 70. They have had it in their head that as I'm coming to UK to stay with my children, I'm coming to enjoy my life. I am not raising a finger. I think if that is the case, that grandma, that person need to speak to their mom on behalf of the husband.
Let's look at
MOB, I have other questions. Go on, sir.
The woman matters too. The health condition of the grandma is it
matters. Yeah.
Yes.
Because it's not well, the question is not very clear. Okay, someone says, I am being insensitive. Am I being insensitive because the situation is that I'm on maternity leave and my husband works in a warehouse. He does night shift. When he gets back home, he sleeps almost all day and doesn't have time for me or the children. We barely have intimate time as couple. I feel I am becoming a nagging wife. Now it's really draining me. What can you advise, sir? This is Diaspora work.
Yes. I was actually expecting this particular question. I was actually expecting this particular question because that is the bane of so many men here. And that is why in my men's group, one of the things we tell ourselves is the fact that in the midst of all of this, we need to consciously create time for the family. Don't stay in that survival mode perpetually. I know you have bills to pay. I wrote something here. I said, men, as husbands and fathers, we are called not just to provide for our families, but to have a legacy that endures through generations. And one of the
sorry, sir. Sorry to cut you. This is the woman asking. The man is not in the picture.
I know. I'm
complaining now.
Yes, I'm coming there as men. But now, I want you to look at. I said something earlier on the feedback mechanism in every family. Have we taken time out to build that feedback mechanism? Because I remember the first thing I did here was I walked away from a job that was taking my time away from the family. I'm talking about legacy, and that's why I came from the man's angle. Then how are we passing our concerns between ourselves? I said to a guy that was talking to me a few days ago, he was telling me he was almost falling into depression because he's going through this at work and the wife is nagging him at home. And I said to him, how did you communicate what you are going through at work to your wife? And to the woman too on this call tonight, one of the ways Shade really used to help me was always telling me, it's just for a while. I remember I had kidney stone problem back home in Nigeria. I couldn't sit for too long. I started having pressures on my side. And the nature of my work, then I had to sit and talk and, unlike back home in Nigeria that I could stand up, walk around, the weather here, I had a gym in my house, but the weather, and I don't like cold. But there was a way she was following up with me that anytime I'm under that pressure, she allows me to myself. She spares me that time that Let him get back to himself by himself. A lot of men, any little argument, we feel you are nagging. We feel, and not just because you are nagging, it's because the man is finding it difficult to accept the fact that this thing that I'm doing, the thought that the man is even working at the warehouse is breaking him down. I had a friend that was at the warehouse for some time. He said to me, anytime I got back from that warehouse job, it was as if caterpillar went over my body. And the wife would be the one with soothing words. It's just a matter of time, Pele. And then what are you doing it's supposed to be a stopgap. It's supposed to be a stopgap. Even in that state, what am I doing to ensure that we still have that intimate session? Do we plan it in? When we're doing our 2025 plan, we told ourselves that no matter the pressure, no matter what we are going through, we still need to create that 10 minutes time for ourselves. Like, no matter what I'm doing now tonight, that 10 minutes break, we still need to factor into our time tonight. But because a lot of couples, they've not taken time out to prioritize, I'm going to come into that along the line. I wrote something in my notes that we don't do things for ourselves intentionally. There are times I'm going through that 10 minutes talk or that bonding moment. I'm doing that in that state tired. But how am I doing it? Because I just feel this woman she's not making life difficult for me. The check is showing that we're in red. How do you check the love tank the pressure in your marriage? For me, anytime Shade is quiet, she's not talking, I knew something is wrong. One of the things that makes you a married man, I don't know about other men, is anytime I'm getting short answers, I'm fine, I'm okay. Then there's this thing that went up in my head, Balaji, something is wrong here. What can we do about it? But a lot of men don't know whether things are wrong, because the way the woman is passing the message across is, guy, you are not creating time for the family. Is this the way to live? Is this the way other men are living? You are compounding the issue. She will stay there with me, with soothing words, MOB, we can't continue like this. Where there's a deep gap that is coming between us. What do we do about it? I can say to you, to look Bele. It's the same thing I'm saying to you, but the tone with which I'm saying it. Every guy has their moments. How's your day been today? The same, okay, she's been out all day. I heard she's back now. I can't just barge in. Look at time, you're just coming. Okay, no food since morning. No. How am I passing the message? Empathy. And that's one of the things we need to be big on both sides. On both sides. I'm not talking to the men alone here. I'm talking to the women too. Some words. See, bad marriages are full of bad words, while great marriages are full of great words. Even when he's not measuring up, how am I communicating that message to him? Even when he can't pay his bills, how am I communicating that message to him? Even when the man feels tongue-lashed by someone that... I remembered a guy said to me that the lady that gave me query in the office, MOB, by the time I started working in Nigeria, she was not yet born. I said, you are living in the past. Yes, you are living in the past. That is story. You need to move on. So how am I communicating that? Do you know what that guy goes through every day? Or do you know what that woman goes through every day? The thought that, in all fairness to the woman, there's some jobs they are doing that looks demeaning to them. And in the midst of that all, I still don't have time. I still don't have support from you. I still don't have a form of encouragement from you. It's enough to demoralize anybody. Someone said, I have a friend, their own issue is our sex life had gone bad since we moved to the UK. And I laughed. And do you know why I laughed? Because, let's use the case of the man that's been at the warehouse since. If you're not intentional about loving your wife, if you're not intentional about making that marriage work, you get to that stage where you feel this girl is not considerate, this babe is not considerate, and it's your manly duties. I was going to say something.
Thank you. Please, so thank you so much. I want to say to this person that please be so practical. It's not easy. Be so practical about helping him.
Yeah.
I would say if you're not comfortable with the job, when the man is doing nights and you don't go and do day all day for the 5 days in the week, one, find your own 2 days off that you can be with him. And apart from that, help him to put out his CV out there, put his email there, help him to look for a job that is more flexible.
Yeah.
Maybe, work from home job, kind of. He doesn't have to be the one to apply. You know what his capability, you know his CV, bring it out, do it yourself. Tell
Yeah.
him, look, I'll find you this job. The interview is be checking his mail for him. Interview is also it will give you time for yourself.
We're coming to that where you can one of the things that we did that really helped us, like this issue you raised now.
Yes, sir.
The trust factor has to be established before you can go into what I'm about to say now. Shade's mails drop on my phone, and she can access my mails. So it's very easy for her to apply for me. It's very easy for me to let her know that, oh, there's this thing I saw today that you can quickly put in your stuff for. And that's what I'm saying, what the kind of support we give one another. Develop mutual friends. Our friends here, if you don't have the right support system in the UK, the system is configured in a way that it will make you live as if you are alone in this world.
Yes, sir. MOB, can I progress to the other question?
Please go.
I don't want us to say too much and dwell too much on one question. Please, anybody, if you have any question, if you want to speak, we will meet you. And you please use the icon to raise your hand so we can, bring you up to unmute you to speak. I have a question that says, what should one do in case where the husband believes he knows it all and always expecting the wife to go for marriage counseling? Maybe he's saying you have to go for marriage counseling, you have to go for marriage counseling, but not willing to attend any marriage counseling himself, while the marriage is suffering in many areas. How can you advise that family, sir?
I have a right to, one of the gifts I'm going to give you tonight is a lot of men. I was talking to two of my guys there. Two of them are on this call tonight. We were having a chat earlier in the day, and I spoke to them about blind spots. Now, most men operate from their blind spots. There was this experiment that was carried out sometimes. They told the truck driver to check the side mirror to the left, check the one to the right. He said everything was clear. They told him to check his mirror, inner mirror, everything was clear. That, do you think he can move down? He said yes. And they told him to come down. By the time he came down, guess what? There were three babies, three young children in front of the truck. But those children were in his blind spot. So when a lot of men are saying, we need to see a marriage counselor, we need to do this, the man is in his blind spot. How did we address that? We are not at the point. Shade tricked me into reading. What we're doing, we will do our normal devotional. Then in the evenings, we can just pick we started with 15 Invaluable Laws of Growth by John C. Maxwell. We can just read a page and we start asking ourselves questions. What do you think we can do? Because we are growing together. But what I see in most families, they are not growing together. The man, in my state, I've told you that the last time I was on your platform, I had a serious complex problem before we got married because Shade was earning times 10 of my salary. So any little argument, is it because you earn more than me? And I was always blaming her for everything. That's a sign of insecurity. It's a complex problem. How did we address that? Growth. You need to start doing things together. We need to start talking. We need to start saying things from the same perspective. And how do we make that happen? How do you can, there's that saying in my place that you can force a horse to the river. You cannot force a horse to drink from that river. So what do? We started looking at, okay, this thing blessed me. What do you think? This particular devotion, I'm gonna if Dr. Toby is on this call, Dr. Toby, you can post that devotional. You have my permission to post it tonight. When we started, Tolu, Shade would tell me, are they mirroring our family? Because the man was addressing our issues. I was seeing myself in the man's story. Shade was seeing herself in the woman's story. Very practical, devotional. And it had taken our marriage from point A to point B. There was one I saw, how you welcome each other home. Before we start using that devotional, we used to sleep at different times. That I can be active till 12, 2. But now one of the things we read is plan your time in a way that you go to bed at the same time. You go to bed at the same time. Yeah, I don't feel like sleeping at that time, but because I know that this woman is ready to go to bed, I'm just beside her there. And I can suspend every other thing I'm doing. It might not work for some family, but I'm telling you the practical things that are working for me. So what I think everybody should learn on this call is to first of all know what works in your home. And what works, because like I heard that from time to time that you've been jazzed. A lot of my friends tell me you've been jazzed. It's not that I was jazzed, it's because I told myself my marriage must work intentionally. Because practically everybody in my circle that got married at the same time with me about 20 years ago, most of those marriages are eating the rocks now. And the question is, what are you getting right? I said, I'm not getting anything right. It's just a very simple principle that works in my home. It's either I'm right or I want peace. So I want peace. So there are times it's very easy for us to apologize to one another. It's very easy for Shadi to tell me, Bolaji, I'm sorry. Okay, we're sorry. Then we don't put issues under the carpet. We address it. We talk about it. You didn't get it right here. Okay, what happened here? And we didn't become so open to one another overnight. Now, most of the deals I do we run them together. We look at it together. Okay, should we do this? No. Should we do this? A lot of couples err, and I don't blame them. In all fairness, the moment some men know that my wife earns this amount or has this amount of money, or the other way around too, but it's not like that for us because we have grown to a state where we trust ourselves with finances. Our trust level is high, but we didn't get there in one day. I was a disaster going somewhere to happen. That's a discussion for another day.
Thank you. Thank you so much. I'm just getting carried away.
Yeah.
So I have a question here that says, sorry?
I'm telling one of my team members, Dr. Toby, can you post
Yeah. He sent a message to me. I'll make him a co-host so he can post it. I'll just say towards the end so that it's not going to disturb the question and answer we are doing now. Somebody asks, how can you, there's a question here that wanted to ask, that is, another person is asking another question, but I'll marry the two together because it looks alike a little. It says, please, can you address the issue of women who wait to get to diaspora to deal with their spouse for bad behavior done back in Africa? That is question A, 1A. Let me now read the one that I have with me. That one says, how do I stop my wife from making reference to what I have done wrong, what happened in Nigeria between us? So this question, they look alike. So obviously something must have happened back home in Nigeria. And as soon as they get to diaspora, the woman is like setting him up to fail. Something like that. Now, how do they deal with that the bad behavior has gone back in Africa and they are now here and the woman sees it as an opportunity to punish the man?
A couple came to see us recently, and I remember the wife confided in me one time that I need to walk away from this marriage because of what happened in Africa. But like I said to her, you must make allowance for each other's fault and forgive the person who offends you. That comes to the family vision. Why are we in this together? Is it an us thing, or I want to follow the crowd? One of the things I've come to realize is the fact that our foundation must be solid. When I heard things like he did this, there was a particular story someone told me that the woman said he did this, he did that. And what did we do? I said to the guy that was telling me the story that Do they have a clear vision for themselves at all? Because if he said he did this in Africa, is it because you were not in this person's case? Let me be a bit open. Maybe you understand what I'm talking about. The lady was not working in Nigeria, and the guy was. I told you, bad marriages are full of bad words. So the guy had hurt her ego. I mean, said some nasty things to her. So those things started coming back to her. That he said this, he said this, he said that. The lady is working now. She's okay now, and she feels it's time to pay him back in his coins. But I said, what would Jesus do in that situation? What would Jesus do? So we take time out to talk about some things. You know, there are things are done in Nigeria that I'm so ashamed to talk about them now. And that's why I have bare it sessions with my guys. That guy, I've made this mistake, I've made this mistake, I've made this mistake. And how did we get over those things? Okay, someone is saying, okay, how did we get over those things? It's by coming together, seeing that we are running the same vision now. Like I said, the feedback mechanism in most homes are not working. One of the things we did 2 days ago was, what were the stupid decisions we had made this year? What were the things I've done this year that did not work at all? How can we remedy the situation? See, I'm not speaking for the women folk tonight, but one thing I noticed from my interaction with Shadi in the last 20 years is when a man repents genuinely, or when a woman repents genuinely, peace reigns in those homes. And we know why we are doing what we are doing. Why did we come to the United Kingdom in the first instance? Is it because we want to survive? And for the other people, no, one person cannot carry this load. And that's one thing I want us to establish. So if we have that big picture that if anything happens to me today, or you push me out of this scene, it will be difficult for you along the line. That we've clearly established. What is my support system like? One of the things I'm doing in the MOB tribe, there's a particular book, I think it's not here. How many of us have seen that film before? I'm having a deep study with the men, 10-week study, a 5-week study, with the men in January. One of the things we are doing with the book is, how do we start the year as a man? When you get it right as a man, then we go back. There's another study that we do in the MOB tribe. It's called Resolution for Men, and the women's own is Resolution for Women. What I do, after the study with the men, then I give the men the one for the women, that use this as a devotional between you and the women. Yes, powerful movie. What do we do until you start seeing the same picture? If you're not seeing the same picture, Tolu, you and Pastor Muiwa, you are seeing the same picture. That is why there's peace in your house. Even so, do you know what I said to them? I had a 1 hour 35 minutes call with 2 people on this call. They're on this call, and I said to them, we said they start having problem in Nigeria when they go to the UK, but the problem was not there. The problem had always been there in Nigeria. They were just managing it. So what United Kingdom did was to open the wound and expand the wound. They thought the fears had always been in those marriages. But coming here, the woman does feel, and there were things that they were doing as men that we need to actually ask ourselves, we're not doing enough. And there are things that we're doing as women that we're not doing enough. So what the system had done is to, like, when I'm talking to my friend and they say they want to relocate, the first thing I ask them, do you have any crack in your marriage? If there's any crack in your marriage, you need to quickly work on it, because the system will pull that crack apart. The system will test all those, I love you, I can stand by you, we'll put through together. It will be tested. I was posted to Port Harcourt back home in Nigeria at the point during my career, and I had issues. Guess what? Until I had to confide in my wife that there's fire on the mountain. There's fire on the mountain. But how many men, we find it easy to talk to their wife about their crush? So we need to be brutally honest with ourselves. But what I've just said to you might not work in some homes. There are some peculiar situations where look at this. I noticed that 80% of the people in my former industry were having issues in their marriage because the women were earning far, 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 far above their husbands. And a lot of men couldn't handle that. Just like I told you, I had this terrible, terrible, terrible problem.
It won't be, sir. I have a hand up. I want this person to ask their question.
One question by Bola Saraki.
And I have another, and I have another question. I have lots of questions.
Okay.
So I'm going to unmute Adeyinka Kilani. So please go ahead, ma, and ask your question.
Yes, thank you very much. And good evening, sir. Good evening, Tolu.
Good evening,
everybody. So my question is I'm not even sure it's a question, but I just want you to help me make sense of it. So what do you do when, you've been married for quite a number of years, let's just say 20 years, but along the line, one of you gets diagnosed with a lifelong condition.
Okay.
And now you're not sure the person is staying because they love you or because they feel, they feel when how we think in Africa, how we reason things that "Oh, let it not be like I abandoned you," but then you feel like you're a burden to the person, or you feel as if the person, the love is just not there anymore. But you're kind of stuck with each other because this person feels responsible for you, but then they are blaming you all the time when you're not well or you're not able to work as you used to.
Okay, so can you take the question again, ma? I can hear you.
So you've been married for a long time.
Okay.
This is 20 years. But maybe like 10 years into the marriage, you get diagnosed with a lifelong condition.
Okay.
That there's no cure, but then you can manage it.
Okay.
But then over the years, you realize that you don't really feel like your partner is staying with you because they still love you. But it's like, let it not be like I abandoned her when she became ill. And you don't know how to navigate that because now you're like, look, half of you is afraid to live alone, but another half of you is like, look, why don't you let this, let everything crumble and let everybody go their separate ways. Because you don't want to feel like a burden, but at the same time, you're like, look, I deserve to be, it's not the end of the world, I still deserve to be loved and appreciated, even though I have my health challenge.
When I turned 51 a few weeks ago, about 3 weeks ago. But when I was 39, I had a life-threatening medical report. And what they did was I was moved, for those of us from Nigeria, I used to work in the oil industry. So I was transferred from Port Harcourt. And the essence of that transfer was let him go and die at home. You understand? They felt let him be close to his family, as in the support. But today I'm still standing. And I will tell you, it's one of the things I tell my guys. Anytime they said to me jokingly, "Shall I adjust you?" I say, no, you don't understand. We've come a long way. And that's why my ministry for the men started around that period, in my 40s, because of the way she stood by me. And it was more like I was seeing that we're in this thing together. We're in this thing together. We're in this thing together. I stood up a few minutes ago to go and get my cards. For those people that have my Instagram handle, I came up with these cards when I was 48, but now there are 51 cards. I call them Life Lessons with MOB. And I think I've posted to day 9. I'll be posting day 10 today. Is on there my I think Mobolaji _Bams at on Instagram. I'll get Tolu or Rex. Please, can you help me drop my 2 Instagram handles? One of the things that really, really shocked me is that love grows and love dies. Love grows. I told Sade a story one time. The man had an accident, and the accident affected his spinal cord. And along the line, the man lost his manhood. So they interviewed the lady that, how are you coping? And the woman said, you don't understand. You get to a stage that is not what you are even thinking about again. That we've come a long way. We've come to see ourselves as in we are in this thing together. We are in this thing together. And that's why I said love grows and love dies. When people go to the altar, I tell them that you need to consciously work on yourself and see that what are you doing. At the point, my wife said to me that during that period that you went wacko, I was praying for you. I will lay my hands on you every night that this guy, you will not kill me in the name of Jesus. But at the same time, at the point, I had no feelings for you again. I knew I was, like I said, I'll be a bit blunt with us on this call tonight. I was brutal, selfish, and self-centered. I was thinking about myself alone, you know. But today is a different ball game because love wins all the time. Because that period, anything could have happened to me. Anything. Because as far as I was concerned, I was emaciating, I was losing weight. To start with, ma'am, I was given a wrong diagnosis. For the medical people on the call, the medical report was wrong, but I didn't know. But the thought of what they said was making me to lose weight badly. And I saw the way Sade fought with me, and today I'm standing and I'm okay. Anytime I flash back, I'm looking for one of the things I saw in the card that really, really helped me. One of my 52 life lessons. Yes, I've seen it, card number 39. But for the handle, I said, don't enter the ring unprepared. If you are not totally sure what your job is, it will always feel overwhelming. There are people that come to tell me that, you don't understand. My husband is a tough nut. You can't handle him again. I said, no. If Sade could handle me, then we can handle anybody. Love wins, and love wins big time. And don't, one of the things I tell myself, I don't just say with my mouth that, babe, I love you. It's demonstrated, it's seen. And a lot of women are not feeling that reassurance. A lot of men are not seeing that reassurance in their partners. I'm talking of both ways now. We're not seeing it that we love ourselves. In that case, what we might be saying is that I'm here because of your condition. I'm here because you don't even deserve it to start with. And when people are in vulnerable situations like that, some of them become entitled. You know, I remembered someone came when the family came, and they came to see us, and the man made a statement. I had to call him later that that was wrong. Oh. He said, at least I played my part in Nigeria. So we're here. We didn't even need to discuss that. It was we review our spending patterns from time to time. We look at our formulas. Okay, there were things I was doing in Nigeria that when we got in here, we said, okay, we do 70-30, we do 60-40.
I was coming to that. I have a question in that.
Oh, yeah. We do that review from time to time. But when we have this mindset that is the man's word, you are the one responsible for this, you are the one responsible for that, you have to look at what works in your house, what works for you as a family, as a couple. Yes.
Can I quickly say, sir, MOB, that I would suggest that person that is still, both of them need to see a counselor. And I know what I'm saying, because mental health is not, everybody.
But the person doesn't believe in
they need to guard their mental. They need help. The person looking after the other person need help. The person being looked after need help. You need somebody specialist to talk to them.
So I totally agree with you. The first thing I did when England was to join the mental health first aider in England.
It's not easy.
And I will tell you why I did. Because practically all the men in my circle of influence were having issues. each time we came together then to talk, this one was talking about his issue, talking about I had to look at, okay, what can I do to help men that are going through issue? That's what pushed me into MHFA. Like the last speaker you brought, I discovered is a mental first aider too. And I realized that here, your mind, your head must be correct from time to time. See, there's a thin line between sanity and insanity. There are things you'll be doing that you'll be shocked that you are the one saying this, you are the one doing this, and it's the pressure.
She wanted to say something. You wanted to say something, ma.
I was saying that the person doesn't, why am I even saying the person? It's me. Anyway, so
it's okay.
So he doesn't really believe in, going for counseling, and I don't know how to navigate it anymore. I'm just exhausted.
Okay.
It's okay, ma. Sorry, MOB, sorry. Outside this,
yeah,
I have two people that come into my mind now. MOB, is it okay if I give them your contact?
Please do. I will actually have a session with her.
Yes.
Give her my number, please.
Yes, and I have another person which I will get back to you on that now. I will surely get back to you. If MOB is doing the what's it called now? If you are doing the coach side, this person will do the spiritual side, and God will help us now.
Amen.
Thank you so much for your contribution. I have Femi Azan's hand up since. Femi Azan, please go ahead, sir. Yeah, unmute yourself. You ready, sir? Where are you? I can see your hand.
Myself.
Okay.
The reason I even sent you a private message now.
Oh, okay.
The truth, the person that is talking, disability is a big issue to deal with. I'm blind. I've been declared blind in the UK. But it doesn't just start today. No matter how we talk about marriage, we talk about till death do us apart, in good health, in bad health. It's a very, I always say this. It's easy to pose the question, I'm blind. The person you're telling that didn't wake up when he was getting into the marriage. You never envisage you're going to get to a place where someone is totally dependent on you. And the reason why I'd say this to people is, no matter how you think you can handle a situation, not until you yourself put yourself in that situation, you can't explain it. Sometimes that man that you said is adamant, you need to sit with him. He needs to tell, you see, I say something to myself. I live by the day. Every day I wake up and I want to do the best for myself, and I want to do the best by the people around me.
Femi,
it's a decision. Yeah.
I was going to use your story to answer the question. You remember we had a discussion sometimes when you spoke about the fact that when you are blind, don't expect that your partner is blind with you. You remember we had that.
Yeah.
Can you expatiate on that? Maybe it will help that person tonight.
See, I've seen many blind people that their partners have left. I've heard it. And the reason why I say this, when I became blind, I was waiting. All through my life, I've been a Muslim. I became a Christian and I got married in the church. Till death do us apart. That vow is like, wow, this is it. I want to live by it. But one thing happened. When I got blind, I was declared blind. It was in October 2018. And as of March, it's like I'm willing that my wife comes through. She will just understand everything. So it hinders my own progress as well. But the good thing was, in UK, their support system. They don't see others with you, they see you. So one of where I got delivered, or where my deliverance come, was the day I saw a blind man from birth, and he could use phone, he could advise me on phone, he could tell everything about technology. And he said, "You're stupid." It sank in straight away. And he told me, he said, "You need to be yourself first before anybody can help you. That your independence will be of paramount to you. That every other person doesn't exist in that world." And it was like a scale fell off my eyes, even though I was blind. And the support system, they begin to teach me how to get to do things by myself. Because the major problem is to be a burden on someone, or someone being a burden on you, is too heavy. You're not Jesus. And anybody that expects anybody to be a burden, what Pastor Tolu said, that they should go and seek counseling. One of the biggest problem people have is accepting that what is happening to you is you.
You are right,
Don't
sir.
blame it on anybody.
Mm.
The moment you accept that something is for you, it gives you the opportunity to find solution to that problem. And that is the truth about any disability. I wish your husband, I don't know what that person has, but there's a group that people like him have, if it is in UK, but if it is in Nigeria, I don't know. But if I can get to talk to him,
Yes, please.
it will be nice, because when we talk sometimes, if you're not going through what that person is going through, whatever you say can't stick. Believe me, it will be difficult. It is difficult because um, for someone that
I want to say
has,
something. Mr. Hassan, she
yes,
wants to answer you. Go on, ma.
yes,
Okay, so it's actually multiple sclerosis,
yeah,
and I got diagnosed in 2008. And
that time.
we have a son. We only have one child, and just as he was about to turn one, that was when I got diagnosed with multiple sclerosis. So I went through a period of not being able to walk for quite a number of years. I have issues. I have issues with my vision as well. And I've had periods where my hand, I lose the use of one hand
Sensitivity.
at one
Okay.
point. But over the years, I mean, God has been really, really good to me. I have the relapsing remitting kind. So I would lose a function and I will gain it back, and I will lose a function and I will gain it back. But one other thing that happened is my only child he turns out to be severely autistic. So now he was dealing with, not only was he dealing with a disabled child, but he was now dealing with a disabled wife as well. And so there was a long period where I think he got overwhelmed. So he never walked away, but it's like I ruined his life. And I'm like, look, even me, I didn't ask for this. So
Mm.
even getting help now, even talking about it with people, it's a big problem. I don't know. I can't even go to him to say, look, somebody, I need us to go talk to somebody. He would never agree.
Um, let me. Uh, can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
This There is no fixed answer. There is no fixed answer to this problem because it's unique. The reason why, for me, you have two difficult issues, and this is a double barrel. For him, you see, this is where, are you in UK?
Yes.
Has he ever been opportune? 2008 to now, 16 years. Ha, but it's there.
Yes, but that's what he keeps ringing in my ears, you know. I never left, I never left, I never left. And I'm tired of hearing it. Honestly.
Mr. Hassan.
I know what you're going through. I have, yes, what I can do.
I really,
Let's talk.
really would take your, yes,
Let's
sir.
talk, please.
I
Talk to
don't
MOB.
mind to create another
I would try and find
meeting.
ways. If it's in UK,
yes, it's very
there are
important.
different support
Please.
group that we can post in.
We need
Please.
your help, sir. We need your help. We need your encouragement. I don't mind to create another meeting and speak to that other person I told you about. You understand?
Okay.
With MOB, sir, if you have time, please.
I always
With
have
Mr.
time because I
Hassan
sit
as
at
well.
home.
With Madam as well, please. I will create time before the end of the year.
That'll be fine.
Yes, we need the support. I have some professional friends who can help us.
Okay.
Yes, consultant psychiatrist.
Thank you.
Fantastic. She's fantastic. So she can help.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir. Thank you so much. I'll
Thank you
I'll get your details from MOB, sir.
No, it's not a problem. Yeah, you can go on.
Of time, yeah. And this woman will help you. So I mean, support you all the way, because that is our mission: supporting women, mothers with children that need help. Thank you so much, sir. Somebody was raising their hand, but let me just quickly read this question. MOB, we have taken too much of your time, but please, I don't want us to just leave this question. Thank you, Mr. Hassan, for your contribution. Sincerely appreciate your time, sir. Okay, somebody said, how does a woman, MOB, you have to answer fast though. Are you muted? Okay, so it will get to that. Sure, we'll get to that. How does a woman handle a man who never was responsible for the children in Africa and now in the UK? The woman pays most of the bills while the man still secretly pays the bill of an uninhabited house in Africa. It is so bad that the man is planning to renew his current visa without even thinking of the fund to do same for the wife and the children. That's what they ended.
Like thank God for the story we just heard from Femi and every other person. When a man's head is wacky, just discover that a lot of things will just be going the other way around. Look at the trend. From Africa, it was not responsible for paying bills. We've always seen that trend. So look at it from this angle. A goat in Nigeria is a goat in the UK. That I clearly. So if the man did not change hair and you just feel that miracle will just happen over here, then something is wrong here. One of the things I tell myself from time to time is the fact that when I was doing all those things, when I was misbehaving, was I okay? What was wrong? Because in my mind, I didn't know I was doing something wrong. I just felt the woman was making unnecessary demands. But today, because something happened to my mind, and that's why I always preach to the men that vibration starts from the mind. What I will suggest in this case, my own practical suggestion is, one, let me ask, is the man working here? What does he do? That's one. Two, why did I follow him here in the first instance? Is it that because when we get in here, it will change? Secondly, then thirdly, which I think is a bit personal now, how is my relationship with him? These are questions we need to answer boldly and clearly. I don't know whether to do, you're still hearing me.
I can hear you, sir. What can she do now if she can't answer all these questions? What are the practical things she can do?
For me, I'll first of all Sorry, okay, can you hear me? For me, I'll first of all tell the woman to get her heart right. Because if we said we are waiting for this man before we keep going forward, then no. We're going to wait from eternity to eternity. What are the practical things that we're doing to move forward? What are the things I'm doing to upskill? I heard a story recently about a man threatening the wife that, okay, I'll do this, I'll do that, I'll do this. But I saw the way the woman fought back. You know the way she fought back? She upskilled. She upskilled. And today, God had really answered her that if the man walks away tomorrow, the woman can conveniently reposition the children. Let what is happening now fire you up into getting yourself into that space where you can do some things for yourself. You know, back home, a lot of men had this thing at the back of their mind that if I don't do, they behave like the gods of the house. I'm the all in all of this babe. If I'm out of her life, she cannot go anywhere again. But like what I tell my friends or my mentees, that the best way to fight back, the best way to reposition yourself is to look at the challenge and see how you can summon that challenge and see how you can upskill and how you can reposition yourself to be able to take care. You know, the story I'm telling you about, the way the lady fought back is so amazing that the man is not even aware yet that he's already out of the scene. You understand? So that is, for me, that's the stopgap. Then along the line, when it dawns on him that, oh, something is happening here, then we can think of, okay, what can we do to help the man? But before you help the man, first of all, help yourself and the children. What can we do while we are waiting for the man to sort himself? What can we do to help the destiny of these children and my own life? That is the most important thing at this moment. Like Femi, a lot of men are living in denial. To the man, if you might feel justified, you might feel I'm doing the right. I'm just trying to get her right. I'm getting her straightened up. That's what I'm dealing with her now. The best way to fight back is for the woman to straighten herself up, upskill, and see. Then we keep praying. For me, I'm a faith person. I believe so much in prayer, but at the same time, I believe I need to do something to myself. I need to do something and reposition myself in a way that I can take care of the challenge. That'll be my advice to her for now.
Thank you so much. Can I say this is last question because we have time spent. We are sitting on a time bomb in my home. I am already planning to move to Canada without her. This is a lovely woman 15 months ago. Our pastor is tired of us, and I'm even tired of talking about it. Am I just attached to the past, or should I run for my life? I'm about losing my mind. I find it difficult focusing on work. Kai, peace is important.
The woman now or the man? Sorry, I didn't get the question.
This is a man.
Okay.
Yeah, that the wife was a good woman 15 months ago. So something must have happened down the line.
Yes. So my question is, what happened? Something 15 months ago.
Yeah.
Man was great. Like the story we're talking about. When we came, was there anything in the past that I can imagine when someone said, the man said this 15 years ago, but I couldn't do anything then. But now that I have the means to get back at him, I'm going to get back at him. So something happened. We need to know what happened, because I can't just jump into conclusion here that I have a couple. If you listen to the wife, you will feel like beating the husband up. If you listen to the husband, you will feel like, what could be the problem? So what happened? We need to know what happens. Because now I can't take a decision. It's not even in my position to take a decision on things like this, that what happened. Sometimes I ask myself, what am I doing wrong? What am I not getting right? Or what is causing this reaction? from this person. That is very, very important. I did a story, was it today or yesterday? It was today. It's on my page on making yourself the MOB man. I spoke about the MOB, how you can be a model, an observer, and a builder. There's a place in the Bible, I think in Proverbs 24:3, where the Bible spoke about the fact that a wise man is a builder. He built families, businesses, and communities. I always tell the guys, I look at the sequence. It said he built families. What am I doing to build that family? And so I'm asking my question, things that are wrong. The first person I want to ask is myself, like what Femi said. Femi said something very profound during that. A lot of men live in denial. There are times I feel I've not done anything right. But if you ask the lady what happened, something happened. Something happened. So there are times you need to flash back and ask myself, what happened?
Like someone has already said, you should see a counselor.
Yeah.
Thank you. Where is Dr. Toby? I want to share please go ahead. Is it okay for him to share it now?
There are two materials that I want them to share tonight. Tolu, I want you to share the second one. There's this year compass I have. What the compass does, which I think will help a lot of couples on this call, is it helps you to appraise the outgoing year, which you need to do together. When you appraise the outgoing year, then it will help you. Yeah, this is one of the best tools that God brought my way this year. 20 rules and tools for a great marriage. You know, there are times we're going through this and we'll be asking ourselves, were they staying in our house? Were they staying in our house? I mean, practical devotional. Then secondly, that particular year compass, it will help you to appraise the outgoing year, because Andy Stanley said something. You need to know why it is working when it is working, so that when it breaks, you'll be able to fix it. We see a lot of marriages working today and we feel they are working by chance. No, it's not by chance. They put in the work to make those things work. And one of the ways to make it work is never graduate from the school of learning. Never graduate from the school of learning. Lifetime learner. Be a lifetime learner. Be a lifetime learner.
How about friends? I mean, you know, when some people relocate, gentlemen, they have friends surrounding themselves with kind of right-minded people. Very important.
So one of the pages in that book was, I think, rule 14 in that book. It says, make sure you have mutual friends. Make sure you have mutual friends. Like, there's a couple here now that we reason together, we talk together, and we grow together. So we're able to help ourselves. It's so mind-blowing. Like one of my projects for 2025, I have a group of men that we studied together. We're actually starting the year with the book of Acts. We read together, we pray together, and we study together. And not just that, we want to create that support system. It's a group where you can bear your burdens. You cry, you are permitted. I mean, we're that vulnerable. There's some courses, there's some book study we did 2 years ago, Resolution for Men. When people tell me to share those videos, I cannot share those videos because it was one session where people were vulnerable. Because we need to create that room where people can talk.
So MOB, if anyone is interested in joining, should I post them to you?
But it's strictly for the men. I will tell you why it is for the men.
Okay.
When makes a stupid decision, it does not affect only him. It affects the children and the wife and every other person around him. And when a man gets it right, great nation, great men, great nation. And that's one of the things I personally believe, that for us to have a great nation, we need to have great men. And it's all about the men tonight for me, because the system is configured in a way that when a man is not getting it right, he's putting the whole family at risk. The children are going wayward. You know, I was listening to a particular minister this morning. He said something that got me thinking from home till I got to church. He said, don't be concerned about what you are saying to the children. Be concerned about what they see you do.
You're right, sir.
Be concerned that, don't be concerned. No, the way I put it, that don't be concerned that they are not listening to you. Be concerned that they are looking at what you're doing. I have a son that felt the best way to caution the sister is to eat her. And I called him. I said, come, have you ever seen me raise my hand on your mom? That if you don't stop it now, you will take it to the next level with your wife. So this is the time to stop it. What your sister is teaching you is called tolerance. What your sister is teaching you is called discipline. What your sister is teaching you is called patience. So if you feel the best way to address the issue is eating her all the time, then I don't know where you got that from. You've never seen me lift my hand. And the joy for me was that they all concord, we've never seen you raise your hand on our mom. And where are you picking this from? I don't know if I'm able to answer that, Tolu.
Yes, thank you so much. Tolu was saying they want to share something.
Oh, yes.
You ask them to share anything?
Yes.
I need to know.
Yeah,
okay.
Yeah, that's the year compass that I want them to use.
Yeah, I've sent you. Tolu, you can share now, please.
Yeah, the year compass will help for those people that they don't plan together, just give it to him. Tell your husband, but I will advise that the two of you will come together to feel it. It will help with the bonding process because you are appraising your year together and you are planning your year together. A lot of pressures are in some homes because we are not seeing. Someone asked a question about, I said I should elaborate on family vision. And that is one of the ways of creating a family vision.
Yes, sir. Thank you so much. Somebody is asking, I want us to stop now. Somebody is asking a question about finance, but someone is coming. VHF.
I saw him on this call. Yeah.
He's coming. He's coming to talk about marriage and finance. I've not told him, but he will come.
I saw him on this call.
Marriage and finance. Sir?
I said, I saw him on this call just now.
Yeah, he's going to come. Does he have choice? Wow. My brother. I can tell him that here now. He's been before, but marriage and finance is so good about, managing money and all that. So it's going to come.
That we need to lay emphasis on as families.
Are you able to share? Let's Tolu. I don't think he can share it. Where is he?
Rex can
be a co-host, yes. If you can share, please go ahead. MOB, we want to say a very big thank you, sir, for contacting us. Mr. Femi Hassan, Sadeinka, everyone who has contributed tonight. Thank you so much. And please, Mr. Femi, once again, I'm gonna be in touch with you. Not long, shortly.
I will get your contact from Tolu and we talk. Yeah.
Thank you so much. I don't think Tolu can do it. He can.
If he cannot, I will forward it to you.
Okay. So I will share with everyone.
Yes,
thank you so much, everyone, for joining. MOB, for your time. You'll still come back. I will let you know what you are coming back for. Thank you so much for always being there. Sincerely appreciate your time tonight. Please, everyone, can you please say a big thank you to MOB for coming? You can, I think, yeah, you can, no, you can unmute yourself and please say thank you. Thank you so much for joining.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, MOB.